In the world of meritocracy, we are constantly told our hard work pays off, but sometimes we find ourselves working hard, yet we struggle to make progress in developing our career at the rate we would like. I'm Seth. This is Acquired Salary, the best living through career mastery. In today's short talk, I'm going to discuss the missing ingredient to career development that can leave your career stuck in neutral if you neglect it. Stick around till the end to see a real-life example. To help illustrate my point, I want you to ask yourself if you recall being asked what your biggest weakness is in a job interview. Having been through my fair share of interviews, I've been asked this quite a few times. I almost want to say this question shows up in one form or another in almost every interview. After noticing the trend, I began to dive a little deeper to better understand where the interviewer was coming from to learn why they're asking the question in the first place. The question of what is your biggest weakness evaluates multiple aspects like every interview question does, but the most important being self-awareness and determination for self-improvement. This gets to the crux of today's video. If the question evaluates these aspects of a candidate and it is almost universally asked, then these traits are inherently vital for career success. Now, before I go on any further on the importance of self-awareness, if you're liking what you're hearing, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share the video with someone that might benefit from its message, because it is word-of-mouth referrals like this that help grow Acquired Salary's reach so we can continue to give you free tools, information, and perspectives to master your career. There are a lot of things that are universally important to finding career success, so the question becomes, what makes self-awareness any different? Self-awareness in the context of career development is different from other universals because self-awareness creates the map to success. Anyone who has tried to navigate a new unknown landscape knows how vital a map is to ensure you don't get lost. It's easy to make such a bold claim like this one because self-reflection is the act of introspection to understand one's own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, all in the context of one's career's goals. It is the precursor to self-improvement. And self-improvement actually creates progress as the act of understanding removes the first roadblock or bottleneck that slows one down from making progress. As the saying goes, starting is half the battle. By starting to understand where you're at in the world and what competencies you have, you give yourself the guide to your end destination. This is because the world has an infinite amount of directions for people to go. Simply put, there are too many skills in the world for any one individual to learn them all. So each individual has to be self-aware enough to delineate which skills are worth developing and which ones are not. In terms of maximizing one's career success, taking a utilitarian approach is perhaps the most valuable for making fast progress. This raises the question, what does this look like in practice? In terms of skill development, I like to use the hypothetical example of a new manager that wants to become an exceptional leader. In most cases, if someone is new to managing people, then they only have their past experiences to go off of when it comes to creating their management techniques. So this is a new skill of managing people, but it will be rather unrefined and have a lot of room for improvement. An individual that is self-aware will recognize this and pursue growth and development. This is done through learning about different management styles, techniques, and philosophies. In the modern world, there's a wealth of knowledge out there, so it could be done by reading articles, listening to TED Talks, reading leadership books, or even taking leadership courses or programs. However, from the utilitarian point of view, all of those actions are not learning. Learning comes when you apply the lessons learned and integrate them. You can consume every single piece of knowledge about management in the world, but that does not mean you have learned anything. Think of it like stimulus, growth, and adaptation. The new information is the stimulus. Integrating and putting these techniques into action is growth, and adaptation is the individual refinement to the specific situation. This hypothetical example is great, however, it does not provide a technical guide to implementing self-reflection. In terms of using self-reflection to overcome challenges, it is incredibly important to have a quick and easy tactical guide. To put it in simple terms, one can use to perform self-reflection, you can use a 3-question prompt. What, so what, and now what? The answer to the first question, what, identifies the situation, goal, or problem. The answer to the second question, so what, identifies if something should be done about the problem. The answer to the third question, now what, identifies the specific actions that will be taken to resolve the problem. Taking this framework, we can easily see how it was used in the new manager example I provided earlier. What? The situation was a new manager. So what? So the manager was not necessarily skilled in managing people. Now what? Learn and develop new leadership skills. If you use the 3-question prompt and the answer to now what does not have a specific actionable step for you to take, then you can continue to ask the 3 questions in an iterative process until a comprehensive work breakdown structure is created, breaking down the solution into the smallest, most actionable steps. Hypothetical examples and technical guides are great, but sometimes it's hard to see without a real-life example. Luckily enough, I can provide us with a real-life example. So today we're going to watch this quick video.
Can anyone explain to me how I have 2 degrees? I have 2 degrees. Oh, and a certificate. A little extra, right? I have a certificate. May not be a master's, but it's something extra along with the 2 degrees, you know? I'm trying to apply for jobs right now, and the thing is that the only person I have responding to me is a man from a tech company saying, "Hey, you want to answer some customer service problems? You want to answer some customer service calls?" No, Bart, I don't want to answer your calls. No offense, but I'm a little more qualified than to just be sitting around answering your customer service calls, Bart, okay? I'm sorry, but Bart is the only one who's responding to me. So what am I supposed to do? And I'm looking down at these and I'm looking at them and I'm kind of wondering. I'm like, what was this for again? Oh, I don't know. Beats me.
Okay, so using this example, let's start applying our 3-question guide. In this situation, the young lady has 2 degrees and a certificate. However, she seems to be unable to find a job relevant to her qualifications. It looks like this lady previously asked herself the 3 questions we've discussed today, and her answers probably look something like this. What? She wants a specific job. So what? So she needs skills and qualifications for that job. What now? Go to school, get degrees and certifications to qualify her for that job. This indicates she's demonstrated some semblance of self-awareness in the past. However, she's still facing problems today. Like we discussed, as she's still facing problems, it would be best for her to continue to apply the self-awareness questions so she can continue to problem solve and develop her career by finding a relevant job. This leads us to the first question of what? Her problem or goal is finding a job relevant to her qualifications. However, her existing qualifications do not satisfy hiring managers' hiring criteria. So what? Previously, she obtained new qualifications by going to school, but it seems as though this is not working out like she had hoped. So she needs to take different or additional actions to instill confidence in hiring managers that she's a good fit for her ideal role. What now? It seems as though her current answer to what now is to continue to apply to jobs where she's not being considered in hopes that someone will eventually take a chance with her. Unfortunately, this leads to a lot of frustration, as we can tell in the video. The frustration stems from the fact that she has no control over whether or not a hiring manager is going to give her a chance. I think a better solution would be to focus on what is in your control. I've faced a similar situation in the past, and I resolved the problem by focusing on what was in my control. Many of the younger generation hold an expectation they will get their dream job right after college. Many of us have seen the video of the woman screaming, "The degree was the experience." It absolutely feels that way, but until you're a senior leader and able to pull the lever and change the status quo, you have to play the game. Playing the game means changing your expectations. Bite the bullet, pay your dues. Regardless of how antiquated the notion is, the fastest way out is through. What do you think? Please share your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. And if you've made it this far into the video, you may as well like the episode and subscribe to this channel so you do not miss out on any other videos to help you master your career. A good example would be my previous video on the formula for success. If the concepts in this video make sense to you, but they are too abstract and you need help with the specific application, join the Acquired Salary community using the first link in the description below, and we can schedule a consultation to go over how to apply these concepts to your specific situation. Until next time, thank you.